What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday over here. I think it's going to be a very interesting Saturday today. Unlike other weekends where Saturdays are usually boring, but today I think we actually have some pretty interesting movement coming up. I'm going to be pointing that out. Also going to be pointing out patterns that are very simple but effective in predicting market movements, and of course some that could only be seen if your eyes are trained to see it, right? And your eyes will be trained to see it if you chart these patterns on a constant basis, okay, which will be very powerful and important for a trader. Now, we're also going to be talking about some Bitcoin and crypto news. Of course, Bitcoin first, because Bitcoin, it is the driver of the crypto markets. If Bitcoin pumps, you can expect the altcoins to be pumping. And if Bitcoin dumps, altcoins will be dumping. Okay. So, very important. If you guys are long or holding longs in this market, very important to be rooting for Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about some news first. And of course, before that, if you guys are new to this channel, and you guys should know that I dive deep into the charts every day on a daily basis to find the moves before they actually happen. Because let's face it, that's a lot lower risk than chasing a pump on the day of. If you guys actually chase pumps on the day of, let me know how that works out. I've been there, done that. I'd much rather go with a lower risk strategy. And if you guys do have any technical analysis requests for any coins in this market, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, letting me know what you guys want to see. I will pick one request every day to do for you guys. And if you guys do want to learn technical analysis and charts so you can actually see the market a lot more clearly for yourself, also, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. I will get you guys up to speed. Now let's go ahead and head over to some news here. We're going to be taking a look into Bitcoin news because this is the most active market. It is basically the face of crypto. Okay, so some headlines here. This one is by Cointelegraph. Is a Bitcoin price rally to 150K possible by year's end? I think it's definitely possible. Now, that is just my opinion. Everything I'm saying in this video is my opinion only, none of which should be used as financial advice. You guys should do your own due diligence. But the reason behind this is because we already have a pretty developed pattern for Bitcoin on a weekly time frame. I think the price target for that pattern is going to be about 146K. If there is going to be any kind of FOMO coming in at that point, yeah, I think 150K is definitely possible. We still have 7 months of this year left. Okay, I'll show you guys the chart in a second and back this up. All right, so next, the return of altcoin season. Why Bitcoin dominance must fall to 62%. Let's take a look into Bitcoin dominance. I don't really cover Bitcoin dominance too much, right? But that should be interesting. Why 62%? Let's see what is exactly there at 62%. Let's take a look. Okay, 62%. That is right where about the weekly 21 SMA is at. So maybe if it falls through that moving average, which it could because it's been support for quite some time, and if it's been support for quite some time, it's going to become weaker support each successful time. So if it falls through this, chances are it's going to fall through some pretty important daily moving averages as well. Maybe the daily 200 SMA. No, the daily 200 SMA is currently at about 61%, but it could catch up to 62%. Okay. So maybe that is the significance of about the 62% range. Quite a bit of moving averages in that range, including the weekly 21 SMA, right? But you know what I really look at is total 3, because Bitcoin dominance is an equation of total 3. So I would rather look at the actual variable itself, right? So let's take a look into the next headline. This one's by B in Crypto. Okay, Trump might replace Fed Chair Powell. How will Bitcoin react? I think, well, I'm not sure if that's even possible, but let's just say hypothetically, if Powell is replaced, I think that would be, especially by Trump, because he wants the interest rates down, right? I think that would definitely be bullish for Bitcoin in the long run, and maybe even give it a pretty good pump as well. Because Powell has been reluctant to drop the rates, right? So that is definitely bullish for Bitcoin, but I just don't see that how that's going to happen. I think this is going to be an interesting piece. You guys could read for yourself. It is in TradingView in the news section. And if you guys don't have TradingView and you guys are newbies, make sure to check it out. I think it's going to be a very important resource to actually chart the markets, to chart the coins, get the news, get ideas from other traders. If you guys don't have TradingView, I definitely recommend it, and I have an affiliate link down in the description section below. If you guys use my link to sign up, the plans could go for under $20 per month, right? I will also get a bonus, a commission, if you guys sign up using my link that supports my channel. I've been using TradingView for over 5 years throughout my career of trading, okay? Let's take a look into next headline, News BTC. Bitcoin repeating 2024 rally. Analysts eye real breakout to 120K. I think 120K is going to be, it's going to be very much in the cards, right? I mean, that's not far from where Bitcoin is right now. So I think that's going to be a pretty conservative target. And I will show you guys why in just a second. All right, next one. Bitcoin Golden Cross pattern says the crash to 100K is normal. What to expect next? I'm not sure if this is predicting another crash to 100K or the crash that has already happened. I think a crash to 100K again is, I mean, it's possible, but I think it's less likely in the cards. I will also show you guys why that is, because we do have quite a bit of moving averages catching up to the price action right now. It does need to break quite a bit of short-term moving averages, including a daily moving average. So, I mean, it's not impossible, but I think it's definitely on the lower chance in terms of probability. So yeah, so let's go ahead and go to the charts here, which is going to be the more interesting section for me. Now, charts, Bitcoin, crypto markets actually doing some pretty good movement today, okay? Now, daily time frame for Bitcoin, okay, it has actually broken out of this falling wedge pattern, creeping out of it, okay, that I've talked about yesterday, and the price target out of this pattern is going to be just right underneath 113K here, and of course, price targets are estimates only. It could be more, it could be less, right? Now, if it actually breaks out of this, the previous all-time high here, which I the resistance of about 110K really, because this is the resistance that is really on the weekly time frame, right? Of this cup and handle pattern, and if Bitcoin can actually break out of 110K again, then the breakout of this cup and handle pattern is still valid, and the breakout target out of this cup and handle would be about 146K, right? Which is basically measured from the top to the bottom of the pattern, and then you put it back on top of the pattern. Now, that is basically what I'm seeing for Bitcoin. It has just creeped out of that falling wedge pattern. So while everyone is sleeping, I do think this is very important movement. And of course, if Bitcoin pumps, the crypto markets are gonna react positively. Okay. Ethereum. Is the Ethereum cup and handle still in play? I mean, it's not looking good because we already have it's no longer around the bottom. So in my opinion, I am going to be invalidating this cup and handle for Ethereum on the 12-hour time frame. I don't see a particular pattern here, but I will bring you guys an update as soon as I see one. Total 3. It has broken a few bullish patterns. Okay, there was a cup and handle, there was a falling wedge, but it just couldn't keep it together because Bitcoin has been dumping and Bitcoin is still the driver right now. Now, 12-hour time frame, total 3. It could be making a move. Okay. All right. This is a falling wedge. 4-hour time frame. Okay. Could be breaking out right now as well. Price target out of this pattern here is going to be about, put this measurement back on top of the pattern, that's going to give a price target of about just right above 925 billion for total 3. All right, let's go over here to Zebec Network, see what has gone on in this market. Okay, take a look. So daily time frame is, I think, the most important time frame to be looking at right now, because since the recent surge for this market here, which had a price target of about 0.0039, okay, it has gone way above its target, and right now it's currently at the daily 21 SMA as support. Okay, now if we actually zoom in a little bit, right, we can see that there is a potential rounded bottom that is developing. Okay, but that is given that this daily time frame support, this moving average, holds, right, because it's working off that bottom. Now, this is not a established pattern. If it does establish a rounded bottom pattern, it is likely that it could form a cup and handle pattern with the resistance to be about 0.0072 right now. But right now it's not developed, so that is basically what I'm looking at. What can invalidate this idea is if the daily time frame breaks that moving average, then it's going to be trying to find a new bottom to work off of. Okay. So if you guys do want to continue seeing more Zebec Network, make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe, letting me know you guys want to see more of this. Next one, we're going to be talking about Terra Luna Classic. Okay. All right. I don't think much has changed in this market. Weekly time frame. Okay. Weekly time frame. Falling wedge. Still intact. Okay. Still trying to get above the weekly 21 SMA, which is the blue line here. Currently at about 0.000065. Okay. Daily time frame. This thing's still intact. It's probably more clear on the 4-hour. Okay, so we had a rising channel breakdown. Breakdown target is going to be about 0.00005. Okay, would it actually get there? Okay, but we do have another a bullish pattern here since the breakdown. If it actually breaks out of this falling wedge, the smaller falling wedge here, going to move this measurement along this top trend line since it hasn't broken, then this breakout, this falling wedge is going to be about 0.00007, right? And let's see which force actually plays out stronger. If this breakdown target is still intact, or will it actually break out of this thing and invalidate that breakdown early. Floki. Let's see what's going on in Floki. All right. Weekly time frame. Falling wedge. Still very much in play. Okay. Breakout targets out of this falling wedge is going to be about 0.00046. If it breaks out by this point, it did break out of a smaller falling wedge on the 12-hour time frame more clearly, okay? And the breakout target of that falling wedge pattern on the 12-hour time frame is going to be about 0.0002, which is still pretty big. Broke out of it, went up to as far as about 0.00012. Still valid in my opinion. All right, it's not going to get there, instantly. So just going to be very important to be charting it on the smaller time frame to get any clues on where this price action could be going. Will it continue going towards its targets? Will it call it quits early and come back down? Very important. Now, this is basically what I'm looking at for today. I think it's going to be an exciting day. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great day.